today I'm going to be talking about the axial and the appendicular skeleton, the locations and the various structures in the axial and the appendicular skeleton. So this is the human skeleton. The human skeleton consists of two major regions, which is the axial and the appendicular skeleton. The axial skeleton comprises of the bones of the skull, the thoracic, and the vertebrae. And the appendicular skeleton consists of the bones of the pelvic, the pelvic girdle, and the lower limb and the upper limb. That's what comprises of the appendicular skeleton. So I'm going to start with the labeling. This is the anterior view of the human skeleton. So I'm going to start with the frontal bone, which is right here, right adjacent to the cranium, this skull. So this is the frontal bone, and then this is the zygomatic bone, and then this is the mandible. The jaw is the mandible, and then the clavicle. This is the clavicle, and then we have the scapula, which is right here, which is the posterior side of it is at the back, but it's right here. That's the scapula, and then the long bone of the upper limb is the humerus, and then we have the radius, and then the ulna is the tinier one. That's the ulna. And then we have the carpal bones, which is the wrist bones, and then we have the metacarpals, which is the bones of the hand, of the fingers, and then the lower ones is called the phalanges. And then we have the femur, the thigh bone. Then we have the knee bone, the kneecap, that's the patella. And then we have the fibula. The fibula is the thinner one, and then the tibia is the bigger one. And then we have the tarsal bones. So the tarsal is the toe bones. We have the metatarsals, the bones in between, inside the toe bones, and then we have the phalanges too, just like we have of the wrist also. And then we have the orbit, which is the eye, and then we have the maxilla, which is right on top of the mandible, and then we have the cervical spine right there on the throat, and then we have the acromion right in between the clavicle and the shoulder, and then we have the coracoid process right here, and then we have the sternum, that is the breast bone. Then we have the ribs right here, we have the lumbar right here, and then we have the ilium here, part of the cervical bone, and then we have the sacrum right here, and then we have the pubis right here, and then we have the ischium. This is the ischium, and then we have the pubic symphysis right here. And then let's go to the posterior view. So in the posterior view, where the skull is divided, trying to have this thing. Let's see. In the posterior view, we can see where the skull is divided. So we have the parietal bone, and then that is the top one, and then the one below it is the occipital bone, and then we have the atlas right below the occipital, and then we have the axis, and then the clavicle, the clavicle is right there. I already mentioned it. It's right in front, and then this is the scapular spine. I already talked about the scapula, and then the acromion also. Then this is the head of the humerus right here, looks like a ball, the head of the humerus. And then we have the vertebral column here, and then we have the ribs I already talked about. So the head of the radius is right here, and I already mentioned the radius. Then in between the wrist we have the tracheatrium, and then the lunate. Also we have the scaphoid too, and then we have the trapezium here, and then we have the trapezoid right here, and then we have the capitate too in between all the 5 fingers. Then we have the hannet as well, and then behind the patella, the knee bone, is the medial. We have the medial right here is the medial condyle, and then the lateral condyle is right here, and then the tibial plateau is right here. Then the ankle, behind the ankle bone is the medial malleolus, and then we have the lateral malleolus as well. Then we have the talus right here, and then we have the calcaneus too, and then the head of the tibia we have, and then the head of the fibula we have right here, and we have the head of the femur right here, and then we have the acetabulum. The acetabulum is right here, right behind the clavicle, and then the ilium, like I mentioned earlier. Then behind the elbow we have the olecranium, and then the vertebral column, like I've mentioned earlier. Yeah, I think that's about the structures and the labelings of the human skeleton, which consists of the axial and the appendicular skeleton. Thank you.